जय गणेश मंगल करण विघ्न एक दंत कलिमल बदन सिधु हरहु मम काज। सुमिरो श्री गणेश नारायण दुख हरत प्रभु जीमितम हरत विदे। ओ प्रथम सुमिरो गणेश गौरी सुत प्रिया हे। प्रथम सुमिरो गणेश गौरी सुत प्रिया हे। सकल विधान भये कैलाश दूध से निवारो लंबोयन धाज भोज विशाल करे त्रिशूल चंद्रबाल शोभत गले पुष्प कमान रतन वसधारे विदु सिदु दानार चवकत बार बार विदु सिदु दानार चवकत बार बार मूषक वाहन सवार भक्तन हितकारी पूर्ण गुण गान हे निधान पूर्ण गुण गान निधान ब्रह्मण चरण ज्ञान सकल काज साधे। प्रथम सुमिरो गणेश गौरी सुत प्रिया हे। लंबोयन धाज भोज विशाल करे त्रिशूल चंद्रबाल शोभत गले प्रथम सुमिरो गणेश गौरी सुत प्रिया महेश सकल विघ्न भय कलेश दूर से निवारे। जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि सकल विघ्न कर दूर हमारी। जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि सकल विघ्न कर दूर हमारी। प्रथम धरे तो ज्ञान तुम्हारे जिसका पूरन कारक सारे। प्रथम धरे तो ज्ञान तुम्हारे जिसका पूरन कारक सारे। लंबोदर गजबन जन मनोहर कर त्रिशूल वरदारी। जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि सकल विघ्न कर दूर हमारी। रिद्धि सिद्धि जो समर्थ दावे मिलका परम हारे। समर दुलावे मृत पावन परम सुखारे। ब्रह्मादिक ज्ञान मन में ब्रह्मादिक ज्ञान मन में त्रिभुवन सहकार तुम्हारे। जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि सकल विघ्न कर दूर हमारी। ब्रह्मानंद सयाय कदोन भक्ति जान के तुम रखवारे। ब्रह्मानंद सहाय कदोन भक्ति जान के तुम रखवारे। प्रथम सुमिरो गणेश गौरी सुत प्रिया महेश। जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि सकल विघ्न कर दूर हमारी। जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि सकल विघ्न कर दूर हमारी। जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि सकल विघ्न कर दूर हमारी। जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि सकल विघ्न कर दूर हमारी। जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि सकल विघ्न कर दूर हमारी। नमो गौरी पुत्रं गणेशेक दंतं। नमो विघ्न छेदन चतुर्बाह चापम। नमो सत्य रूपम नमो प्रियलोचन वेदाहि मुरारी। आय हाथ जोड़ी। श्री गणपति गौरी आय मनाई मुरारी वारानी। श्री गणपति गौरी अब मनाई मोरा देवा। श्री गणपति गौरी आय मनाई मोरा देवा। गणपति गौरी मनाई मोरा देवा। श्री गणपति गौरी ब्रह्मा ब्रह्मा भेद विचारे। ब्रह्मा 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 वेद विचारे। अब शंकर ज्ञान आदराई मुरा देवा। गणपति गौरी मनाई मोरा देवा। श्री गणपति गौरी आय मनाई मोरा देवा। गणपति गौरी नांगे नांगे एक बरने आए। नांगे 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 एक बरने आए। अब सोनिका चक्र अब राम मोरा देवा। गणपति गौरी मनाई मोरा देवा। श्री गणपति गौरी अब मनाई मोरा देवा। गणपति गौरी मनाई मोरा देवा। मनाई मोरा देवा। मनाई मोरा देवा। मनाई मोरा देवा। श्री गणपति गौरी मनाई मोरा देवा। गणपति गौरी मनाई मोरा देवा। तुलसीदास भजो भगवाना। तुलसीदास तुलसीदास भजो भगवाना। तुलसीदास भजो भगवाना। अब वीर पुराण वीर पुराण वीर पुराण प्रचाई मोरा देवाना। गणपति गौरी मनाई मोरा। श्री गणपति गौरी मनाई मोरा देवाना। गणपति गौरी मनाई मोरा देवा। गणपति गौरी मनाई मोरा देवा। गणपति गौरी श्री गणपति गौरी मनाई मोरा देवा। गणपति गौरी मनाई मोरा देवा। श्री गणपति गौरी आय मनाई मोरा देवा। आय अब मंगलम गण थाया, मंगलम हरो सोनावे, मंगलम विघ्ना राजाया, विघ्नहारत रास्तु मंगलम, लंबोदर नमस्तुभ्यम, सतातम मोदक प्रिया, निर्विघ्नम करो मे देवा, सर्व खलेश सर्वदा। आय फूलों की माला, फूलों की माला लेकर हम तुझे रिझाने आए हैं। फूलों की माला, फूलों की माला लेकर हम तुझको रिझाने आए हैं। मीठी 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 लड्डुअन का भोग भी हमको लाए हैं। फूलों की माला, फूलों की माला देकर हम तुझको रिझाने आए हैं। हे गणनायक हर प्राणी दूर रहे सदा कुमति। हे गणनायक हर प्राणी दूर रहे सदा कुमति। सदा वाले सदा भले विचार ही बन में, सदा भले विचार ही बन में पाए हर कोई सुमति। पूरा हो उसकी, पूरा हो उसकी सब सपने जो उतरे सने जाए हैं। फूलों की माला, फूलों की माला देकर हम तुझको रिझाने आए हैं। कोई कहे गणेश तुझे और कोई कहे है गणपति। कोई कहे गणेश तुझे और कोई कहे है गणपति। नाम तुम्हारा ज्ञान है आए ना कभी भी विपत्ति। जब तूने एक नहीं, जब तूने एक नहीं है, चतुर दिखाए हैं। फूलों की माला, फूलों की माला देकर हम तुझको रिझाने आए हैं। प्राण चढ़ाऊं, फूल चढ़ाऊं और चढ़ाऊं मेवा। प्राण चढ़ाऊं, फूल चढ़ाऊं और चढ़ाऊं मेवा। तेरी नौकी करूं गणपत, तेरे करुण में सेवा। मन की मंदिर, मन की मंदिर में है हमने, मन की मंदिर में हमने बस तेरी दीप जलाए हैं। फूलों की माला, फूलों की माला देकर हम तुझको रिझाने आए हैं। मीठी 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 लड्डुअन का, मीठी मीठी लड्डुअन का भोग भी हम जो लाए हैं। फूलों की माला, फूलों की माला देकर हम तुझको रिझाने आए हैं। फूलों की माला देकर हम तुझको रिझाने जय 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 गणराज गजानन मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया। भोले शंकर चौर दुलावे, गौरी सुनावे लोरिया। देखो गणपति आयो, संग सिद्धि सिद्धि लायो। मोरा सोया भोग जगायो, मोरे अग्नि गजनन आयो। गणेश शरणम परम पावनम, सत्यम साईनम गजाननम। गणेश शरणम परम पावनम, सत्य 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 साईनम गजाननम। नित्य स्मारणम परम पावनम, सत्य साईनम गजाननम। नित्य स्मारणम परम पावनम, सत्य साईनम गजाननम। गणेश शरणम परम पावनम, सत्य साईनम गजाननम। सतगुरु चरणम परम पावनम, सत्य साईनम शरणनम। सतगुरु चरणम परम पावनम, सत्य साईनम गजाननम। गणेश शरणम परम पावनम, सत्य साईनम गजाननम। भव भय हरणम पारणम, सत्य साईनम गजाननम। भव भय हरणम परम पावनम, सत्य साईनम गजाननम। गणेश शरणम परम पावनम, सत्य साईनम गजाननम। नित्य स्मारणम परम पावनम, सत्य साईनम गजाननम। नित्य स्मारणम परम पावनम, सत्य साईनम गजाननम। गणेश शरणम परम पावनम, सत्य साईनम गजाननम। गणेश शरणम परम पावनम, सत्य साईनम गजाननम। गणेश शरणम परम पावनम, सत्य साईनम गजाननम। सत्य साईनम गजाननम, सत्य साईनम गजाननम। सदा भवानी दायनी सनमुख गौरी गणेश पांच देव मिल रक्षा करो ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश। जय जय बंदन भुवन नंदन गौरी गणेश दुख दंदन फंदन हरन सुंदर सुवन महेश। आयनन कन्यावत अब नन कन्यावत गानापति आयनन करने आवत गानापति अवनन करने करने आवत गानापति आयनन करने आवत गानापति। श्री सरस्वती के ध्यान धरो, गणपति गौरी महेश, सकल देवा रक्षा कर, शंकर कर ही सहाय। सतयुग एक बात बतावे, गिरिजा सुत की कथा सुनावे। जय गणपति जय जय गजनाना, जय जय गणवागन राजा। सच की बात बतावे, गिरिजा जय गणपति जय गजनाना, जय जय गणवागन राजा। सच एक बात बतावे, गिरिजा तुझे कथा सुनावे। इतना में शंकर पधारी और बालक शिव जी को पतिए सब भारी, शिव जी को पतिए सब भारी। वेद विकुलन बीच लाए, सच एक बात सुनाए, गिरिजा कथा कथा सुनाए। शेष में आए प्रभु गज का मालकना बात बताए, गिरिजा तुझे कथा सुनाए। जय गणपति जय जय गजनाना, जय गणपति जय जय गजनाना, जय जय गणवागन राजा। सच की एक बात बतावे, गिरिजा
Hanumanji devotees, once again it is my distinct pleasure to extend to you a very cordial welcome on behalf of Sri Sitaram Devotees family and members of Swasivachanam to this 7 nights of discourses from the Ganesh Puran. It is our sincere hope that the past few nights have been beneficial to you. You have listened to the Vyas, expounding from the scriptures with lots of important bits of information. Knowledge received and not put into effect is of little or no use. So when you have knowledge, you should put it into effect to maximize your stay here. This is the Ganesh Utsav, a very auspicious time for us as Hindus, so we focus our mind and we pray sincerely. The Vyas for the past few nights and continuing, none other than Sri Sitaram Gosai, needs no introduction. He has been here for a quarter of a century. So we now invite you to stand as we perform our
Hari Om Gam Ganapatebhyo Namo Namaha Om Gam Ganapatebhyo Namo Namaha Hari Om Gam Ganapatebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh Deva Mata Jati Parvati Pita Mahadeva Ganapati Deva Oh Ganapati Deva Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh Deva Mata Jati Parvati Pita Mahadeva O Ganapati Deva Ek dant Dayavan Char Bhuja Jari Ek dant Dayavan Char Bhuja Jari Mate Sindhu Soya Sati Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh Deva Mata Jati Parvati Pita Mahadeva O Ganapati Deva O Ganapati Deva Andan ko aakare Tatoriyan ko paya Andan ko aakare Tatoriyan ko paya Bhajan ka putra deta nirdhan O Ganapati Deva Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh Deva Mata Jati Parvati Pita Mahadeva O Ganapati Deva Har chale Phool chale aur chale Deva Har chale Phool chale aur chale Deva Modak ka bhog lage sant kare Deva O Ganapati Deva Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh Deva Mata Jati Parvati Pita Mahadeva O Ganapati Deva O Ganapati Deva Vinayaka 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 गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे गोप बाला
गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे गोप बाला
गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे मुरली गान लोला
गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे मुरली गान लोला
हे गिरिधर गोपाला हे गिरिधर गोपाला माधव गिरिधर गोपाला
हे गिरिधर गोपाला हे गिरिधर गोपाला माधव गिरिधर गोपाला
कृष्ण कृष्ण गिरिधर गोपाला कृष्ण गिरिधर गोपाला कृष्ण गिरिधर गोपाला
कृष्ण गिरिधर गोपाला कृष्ण गिरिधर गोपाला कृष्ण गिरिधर गोपाला
श्याम मुरारी घन श्याम मुरारी
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 हे गिरिधर गोपाला
गिरिधर गोपाला गिरिधारी
गिरिधर गोपाला
गिरिधर गोपाला गिरिधारी
बोलो श्याम मुरारी घन श्याम मुरारी
श्याम मुरारी घन श्याम मुरारी
हे बम बम बोले बम 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 बोले बम बम बोले बम बम बोले बम बम बोले नाचे नच राजा हे बम बम बोले बम 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 बोले बम बम बोले बम बम बोले नाचे नच राजा ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय हे बम 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 बोले बम बोले बम बोले बम बोले नाचे नच राजा त्रयंबकेश्वर उमा महेश्वर नाचे नच राजा ओ त्रयंबकेश्वर उमा महेश्वर नाचे नच राजा बम 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 बोले हाँ बम बम बोले बम बम बोले बम बम बोले नाचे नच राजा मोरिया रे बप्पा मोरिया रे मोरिया रे बप्पा मोरिया रे मोरिया 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 रे मोरिया 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 रे मोरिया रे बप्पा मोरिया रे विनायका 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 प्रेम से बोलो श्री गजानन स्वामी की उमापति महादेव की जय आज शक्ति जगदम्बिका देवी माता की जय प्रेम से बोलो श्री पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय सत्य सनातन धर्म की आसन दीजिए प्रेम से बोलो श्री गजानन स्वामी की. My dear friends, a most cordial welcome to each and every one of you here this evening. To those of you who are joining us live, we say special welcome. Pujan has been completed by Pandit Gyan. We had beautiful bhajan rendition by Councillor Dubraj Prasad. He is no stranger to this home, and we thank you for taking the time off to be here despite your busy consultation all over the country. But you are here to sing for the Lord. At the end, you and your group will do us some wonderful selection as the devotees make their offerings to the Mangal Murti. My dear friends, all the setting is in place at this time. First, to begin with invocation, mantras. I ask you, my dear friends, to sit upright, put your hands together, close eyes, and bow heads. Bow heads, my dear friends, in supplication to that Lord and Master of the world. Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Guruji Vandana. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaram, Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Salutations to Bhagwan Shankar. Panchakshar mantra Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Trayambakam Yajamahi Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Eva Bandana Mrityu Mokshi Yamamritat. Adorations to the Divine Mother. She is called by many different names: Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati. Whichever form of the Divine Mother appeals to you, we win her grace. Om Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradhayani Mantra Murti Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namastute. Throughout the world, devotees glorify him on a Tuesday. He is Mahavir Swami, Bajranga Bali, Pavanaputra Hanuman. He is the giver of strength and power. He is Jnana Guna Sagar. Jai Shri Hanuman. Jai Shri Hanuman. He Mahavir Swami. Jai Shri Hanuman. Lal Deha Lali Se Arudhar Lalangur Vajradev Dhanav Dhalan Jai 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 Kapisur. As you listen to that wonderful strain on the Basuri, Hare Krishna. Whenever he blows his Basuri, he charms the heart of his bhaktas, his devotees throughout the world. His mystifying mantra, Barakshar mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी नंदन परमानंदं कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरु। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। सबको एवरीबॉडी ना, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। ओम शांति शांति शांति। My dear friends, we glorify Mahaganapati. It's a beautiful kirtan bhajan. Blend your voices if you can blend. If you cannot blend your voices with this beautiful song, he is called Riddhi Siddhi Ke Data. He is called Gajananan. Pour your hearts out to him. He is the remover of all impediments and difficulties. Sing his praises. रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता मेरे गणपति, रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता मेरे गणपति, तेरे कृपा से मुझको मिले सन्मति।
रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता मेरे गणपति, तेरी कृपा से मुझको मिले सन्मति।
रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता मेरे गणपति, रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता मेरे गणपति, तेरे कृपा से मुझको मिले सन्मति।
रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता मेरे गणपति, तेरी कृपा से मुझको मिले सन्मति।
सबसे पहले जो पूजा तेरे करता है, सबसे पहले जो पूजा तेरे करता है, गणपति जो मंगल हरे देता है।
रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता मेरे गणपति, तेरी कृपा से मुझको मिले सन्मति।
तेरे कृपा से मुझको मिले सन्मति।
तेरी कृपा से मुझको मिले सन्मति।
ओ तरस से तेरा पापो भक्ति मिले, ए तरस से तेरा पापो भक्ति मिले, मुझको जीवन तेरा ये भक्ति मिले।
रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता मेरे गणपति, तेरी कृपा से मुझको मिले
रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता मेरे गणपति।
तेरी कृपा से मुझको मिले सन्मति।
तेरे कृपा से मुझको मिले सन्मति।
तेरी कृपा से मुझको मिले सन्मति।
रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता मेरे गणपति। रिद्धि सिद्धि के दाता मिले गणपति। प्रेम स्वरूप श्री गजानन स्वामी की। My dear friends, today is Tuesday, and we always seek the opportunity in all of our yajna to glorify Pavan Putra Hanuman. Tulsi Das says the best way to win the grace of Mahavir Swami is to jape the 40 verses of praises unto him. My dear friends, that is the Hanuman Chalisa. Sing with me, na? Shri Guru Charana Saroraj Nij Mana Mukta Sudari Bharno Raghubar Vimal Jasu Jodhayak Palachari Buddhahina Tanu Janike Sumiro Pavan Kumar Bal Buddhi Vidya Dehu Hi Harahu Kalesha Vikar Harahu Kalesha Vikar Jai Hanuman Bolo Jai Hanuman बोलो बोलो जय हनुमान बोलो जय हनुमान जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवास सुमति के संगी कंचन भरण राज सुरेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा हाथ वज्र ध्वजा विराज कांधे मूय जनेऊ साज शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप वंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातु राम काज करिवे को प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन भसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिया इति कावा विगत रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र की काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाय श्री रघुवीर हरषि लाय रघुपति दीन्हि बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिया भरत समवाई सहस बदन तुम्हरो जस गावे हसत श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा नारद सारद सहित यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि गोविंद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राज पर दीन्हा सब जग जान, जुग सहस्त्र जो जन पर भान, लीला की मधुर पल जान, प्रभु मूर्ति का मेल मुख माही, जल्दी लागी गई अक्षरज नाही, दुर्गम काज जगत के हिते, सुगम 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 अनुग्रह तुम्हारे देते।
जय हनुमान बोलो जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान बोलो जय हनुमान।
राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, भोजन आज्ञा बिनु पैसार, सब सुकल की तुम्हारी शरण, तुम रक्षक कहो को धरना, आप तेज संहारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाथ के कापे, भूत पिशाच भूत पिशाच भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे।
जय हनुमान बोलो जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान बोलो जय हनुमान।
नासई रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा, संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ज्ञान झुलावे, सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा, और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, तासु अमित जीवन बल पावे।
जय हनुमान बोलो जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान बोलो जय हनुमान।
चारों युग प्रताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत जियार, साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे, अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पास, सदा रहो रघुपति के दाता।
जय हनुमान बोलो जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान बोलो जय हनुमान।
तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे, अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाहि, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई, और देवता चितनाथ रही, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करहि, संकट कटे विदेश पीरा, जो सुमिरो हनुमत वीरा।
जय हनुमान बोलो जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान बोलो जय हनुमान।
जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई, जो शत बार पाठ कर होई, छूट ही बंदी महा सुख होई, जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होई सीधी जाति गौरीसा, तुलसीदास सदा हरिचेरा, कीजे नागर जय हनुमान बोलो जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान बोलो जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान बोलो जय हनुमान। पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप, राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। प्रेम से बोलो श्री पवन पुत्र हनुमान की। My dear friends, there is a beautiful bhajan that praises Hanumanji. Hanumanji is the 11th incarnation of Bhagwan Shiva. From time to time, God manifests himself different places, different times. I've been saying for year in, year out, that if you could see this Mangal Murti, Lord Ganesh, and see Parvati or Durga Ma, and recognize they are one, then you have reached a very high state in your devotion. But until then, my dear friends, if you can have separation in your minds, then, my dear friends, we have to work on our relationship to the Lord. For ekam vipra bahubada vadanti, God is one. But many are his names and many are his form. So it's the same Hanuman, it is the same Ganesh. We have seen throughout our scriptures all the embodiments of divinity praying to this same Mangal Murti. This Lord Ganesh was here from time immemorial. I'll tell you tonight before I start to read and do anything else. When Bhagwan Shiva got married to goddess Parvati, you know what is the first puja they did? Huh? Pratham Puja, Ganesh Puja. And my dear friends, the Katha goes, he was not present in the world physically. It shows, my dear friends, he is the sum total. He is the substratum of the world. He is everything. He is omnipresent, omniscient. So, my dear friends, understand God is one. Tonight we seek the blessings of Hanumanji in a special way, a beautiful bhajan. This bhajan tells us, when Hanumanji was challenged in the courtyard of Sri Ram about a beautiful mala that was given to him, he was biting the beads and throwing it away. And one individual asked, "Oh Hanuman, why are you biting the beads and throwing it away?" He says, "Oh my brother, anything that does not contain the object, the presence of my Lord Ram, it is useless." And this beautiful Ratnukimal, this gem, is so beautiful, radiant, like 1,000 rays of the sun. But when I burst the beads and I look inside, I see no presence of divinity. Material things is good, my dear friends, but it comes and it goes. We must have control of it. Hanumanji took his bare hands and he burst his chest, Jai Shri Ram, to show the world there is God inside of him. And so too, my dear friends, within each and every one of us, there is that Lord. Now, I don't want you to go around boasting your chest to boast and show people that you have God inside of you. Das and fellas will get plenty work. Huh? Be careful. It is for you to understand that yes, God is here and he is present. My dear friends, Hanumanji was challenged before the courtyard of Sri Ram to prove there is God inside of us. And my dear friends, he burst his chest. Cheer kichati bole apne pavan putra Hanuman. Beautiful song. Cheer kichati bole apni, cheer kichati bole apni, aaj pavan putra Hanuman, pavan putra Hanuman. मेरे मन में मेरे मन में बसे है राम, मेरे तन में बसे है राम,
मेरे मन में बसे है राम, मेरे तन में बसे है राम, मेरे मन में बसे है राम, मेरे तन में बसे है राम।
चीर के चाटी बोले अपनी, चीर के चाटी बोले अपनी, ऐसे पवन पुत्र हनुमान, पवन पुत्र हनुमान।
मेरे मन में बसे राम, मेरे तन में बसे राम।
हनुमान हरण रावण में प्रभु जी थे अतुलाई, हनुमान जी ने सीता को प्रभु संदेश सुनाए। हनुमान जी करके आगे हनुमान जी करके आए प्रभु जी के नगारा, प्रभु जी के मेरे मन में बसे,
मेरे तन में बसे मेरे मन में बसे मेरे तन में बसे
लागी लक्ष्मण जी को शक्ति देख प्रभु घबराए, भोर के पहले हनुमान जी दौलगिरी आए, उठबे की लक्ष्मण जी लेकर, उठबे की लक्ष्मण जी लेकर श्री हरि राम बना, श्री हरि राम मेरे मन में बसे
मेरे तन में बसे मेरे मन में बसे मेरे तन में बसे
भान सेना देख के रावण से घबराए, पलक झपकने हनुमान जी लंका में आग लगाए, बोले प्रभु साथ मिले कर, बोले प्रभु साथ मिले कर रावण का अभिमान, रावण का अभिमान मेरे मन में बसे
मेरे तन में बसे
मेरे मन में बसे
मेरे तन में बसे
चीर के छाती, चीर के छाती बोले अपनी, चीर के छाती बोले अपनी, ऐसे पवन पुत्र हनुमान, पवन पुत्र हनुमान मेरे मन में बसे राम, मेरे तन में बसे हनुमान, हनुमान, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की। My dear friends, because of time factor, we will not glorify Lord Shiva. I don't think he is going to be upset with us. Because, my dear friends, he is Hanuman. But, my dear friends, tonight we will glorify the Divine Mother. For it is through the blessings of Ad Shakti, Durga Devi, Parvati, Girija Nandani, Uma Devi, my dear friends, Bhagwan Ganesh was present to us in the world. So, my dear friends, we glorify the Divine Mother, a beautiful bhajan. I'm sure you all know this bhajan. It's a very peaceful bhajan. Lift your voices together. The song says, "O Mother, listen to my prayer. Tuma viniti suno." Hey Daya, Mother of the world, your children calls out to your name. Please bless us. तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, कल्याण करो जग का, सरहद का करके उद्धार करो दुख का, उद्धार करो दुर्गा।
तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, कल्याण करो जग का, सदराहत का करके उद्धार करो दुर्गा, उद्धार करो दुर्गा।
माँ जय जय माँ, माँ जय जय माँ,
माँ जय जय माँ,
दर्शन हो माँ तेरे सबकी अभिलाषा है, मन में रहो तुम सबके, तुमसे यही आशा है ओ माँ।
दर्शन हो माँ तेरे सबकी अभिलाषा है, मन में रहो तुम सबके, तुमसे यही आशा है।
क्या मेरा क्या उसका, ये अपन पराया क्या, सर ज्योति जला करके भूषण कर जग सारा, भूषण कर जग सारा।
तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, कल्याण करो जग का, सदरा दिखा करके, उद्धार करो दुर्गा, उद्धार करो दुर्गा।
ओम शांति ओम शांति।
ओम शांति ओम शांति।
संसार माया है, कभी धूप कभी छाया है, एक दिन उस जाना है, जो भी यही आया है हे हो माँ।
संसार को माया है, कभी धूप कभी छाया है, एक दिन उस जाना है, जो भी यहाँ आया है।
क्या रंग है जीवन का, क्या रूप है मानव का, तुम ज्ञान बराबर भी उपकार करो दुर्गा, उपकार करो दुर्गा।
तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, कल्याण करो जग का, सदरा दिखा करके, उद्धार करो दुर्गा, उद्धार करो दुर्गा।
माँ जय जय माँ, माँ जय जय माँ, माँ जय जय माँ, माँ जय जय माँ। प्रेम स्वरूप श्री दुर्गा देवी माता की। My dear friends, we do one bhajan again tonight. It's a beautiful song I haven't sung in a long time. The song says, Mere deepak juga juga jali, juga juga prakash pehilai. My dear friends, we are all different lights in this world. And we want to be energized. We want to be radiant. We want to be that source of inspiration to all those around us. And my dear friends, more so, an inspiration to the world. For we all have our part to play. This is a philosophical song. Listen to the words. मेरे दीपक, हाँ मेरे दीपक, जुग जुग जले, जुग जुग प्रकाश फैलाए। मेरे दीपक जुग जुग जले, जुग जुग प्रकाश फैलाए। हाँ जुग जुग प्रकाश फैलाए। इतना मांगू भगवाना, आए आंधी तूफाना। इतना मांगू भगवाना, आए आंधी तूफाना। ये ज्योति में पूजन पाई, जुग जुग प्रकाश फैलाई। ये ज्योति में पूजन पाई, जुग जुग प्रकाश फैलाई। मेरे दीपक जुग जुग चले, जुग जुग प्रकाश फैलाई। मेरे नैनों का ये तारा, मेरे जीवन का उजियारा। मेरे नैनों का ये तारा, मेरे जीवन का उजियारा। मुख कमल खोल मुस्काई, जुग जुग प्रकाश फैलाई। मुख कमल खोल मुस्काई, जुग जुग प्रकाश फैलाई। मेरे दीपक मेरे दीपक जुग जुग चली। मनमोहन मनमोहन मधुर सलोना, मेरे टूटना जाय खिलौना। मनमोहन मधुर सलोना, मेरे टूटना जाय खिलौना। तुम दीन बंधु कहलाए, जुग जुग प्रकाश फैलाए। तुम दीन बंधु कहलाए, जुग जुग प्रकाश फैलाए। मेरे दीपक जुग जुग जले, जुग जुग प्रकाश फैलाए। जुग जुग प्रकाश फैलाए। जुग जुग प्रकाश फैलाए। प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की। So my dear friends, enough of singing tonight. Tonight we came here to listen to the Ganesh Purana. We came here to listen to the Leelas of Mahavignaharta, Bhagwan Ganesh. Well, tonight, my dear friends, I've selected a beautiful katha. And in this katha, my dear friends, we are going to be told of some wonderful points. It's a katha, my dear friends, that I haven't yet in my life read publicly. Like so many of the kathas in this yagya, I'm taking a different angle in this yagya. So the messages in this yagya, I have never read it before. So tonight, in this katha, it's a first. I have debated with this katha amongst my peers, my pundit colleagues, but my dear friends, to get nowhere. You see, my dear friends, in Hinduism, we hear so much of things. And sometimes these things that we hear just make no sense. And for generations and generations, we live our life practicing things that make no sense. And my dear friends, as I keep saying before, there are some things that is tradition, and tradition is there to be broken. Our ancestors taught us many things. Many of those things are tradition. Today, we have foregone many of those things. Nothing is wrong with that. But rites and rituals we must never throw away. We must always never curtail or circumvent the rites and rituals. So this katha, it's a beautiful one. And in tonight's katha, I really don't want to impress the outside people or people here how much Hindi I can read. But because of the importance of this katha, it is imperative for me to get it on record. For many people read, and my dear friends, they say something else. So my dear friends, I want you to put your hands together. Bhagwan Krishna is explaining this katha to Maharaj Yudhishthir, who have lost his possession, all his wealth, his army, his name, his fame. And my dear friends, he's asking the question, tell me of the episode of Bhagwan Vigneshwar, Bhagwan Ganapati. It is my desire, O Lord Krishna. Sutji Maharaj is also explaining to Saunak Rishi, in the banks of the Naimisharanya, the celestial streams. And my dear friends, in this katha, Sri Narayan is explaining to Narad Muni. Narayan is Bhagwan Vishnu, and Narad Muni is a bhakta. He is a devotee of that Lord. So put your hands together. Hari Om Tat Sat Para Brahma Parameshwaraya Bhyo Namo Namaha. Om Gam Ganapate Gam Ganapate Gam Ganapate Namo Namaha. Shri Narayana Bhole हे नारद इस प्रकार एक दंत गणेश्वर का उपकाय है मेरे तुम्हारे प्रीत कहा दिया है अब और सुनाना चाहते हो वहां बताओ बताओ। नारद जी ने निवेदन किया हे प्रभु यहाँ तो अपान में अत्यंत अनुपम कथा की श्री गणेश्वर के ऐसा ऐसा गोपीनाय में चरित्र को ने कथिन में आप ही समय है हे नाथ अभी अनेक चरित्र श्रवण के मास मन में बहुत बड़ा नहीं है अंत आप और भी कोई चरित्र उसने संबंधित हो गए करने हे कृपा करे। ओम नमो गणपतिभ्यो नमो नमः। Now my dear friends, sometimes I ask myself, all these Hindi that we have to read, how many people really understand? So what is the use sometime of reading 5 minutes of Hindi and then coming and talking 20 minutes of English? But it's important for this katha to record those words. For my dear friends, this katha is taken from the Sri Ganesh Puran. But if you observe, I am actually not reading from the book. For my dear friends, I have gone high-tech. By high-tech I mean, my dear friends, the writing in the book, sometimes my eyes get blurred with all the excitement. So I have it in the computer, in my iPad, the exact text of this book. So exactly what I read there, it is in this book. And I want to emphasize that. And in the end, my dear friends, I'll tell you why. Shri Narayana Bole, he says, oh Narad. Now Narad is a traveling sage. He's go from place to place chanting the name of God. He's a celestial sage. And he's asking Bhagwan Vishnu, tell me, last night Katha we ended up of Ekadant, why this Lord had one tusk, how Paushuram, by accident, by rage and vengeance, by anger, severed one of his tusks. And my dear friends, Lord Ganesh bless him. You see, Parashuram, his personality was, he had no patience. He is always an angered person, vengeful person. Hence he destroyed the Kshatriyas 21 times. And Bhagwan Ganesh know all of this. And Lord Ganesh says, you see what? Parashuram is a great bhakta. And you see this arrogance, this hate, and this venom, I will rip it out of his heart. Come what may be, I will take the blows. But at the end, Parashuram will be a better person. So to all of us, we have many different vasanas, many different habits, attitude and ways. And this Lord Ganapati, he let us be. He let us be who we want to be until we realize that, listen, you see that attitude? It must be removed. Tonight I'm saying attitude, but the Lord, many times we see where he allowed the devotee to behave how they want, do what they want, but in the end, my dear friends, he preserved them. God is there to preserve us, if we want, my dear friends, to be preserved. Naradji requested from the Lord Narayan, tell me this unique katha of Sri Ganeshwar, O Nath. Right now, my mind is absorbed in listening to the many characters of our scriptures. Therefore, Batavo, tell me. Put your hands together again. Have your own peace in your own mind. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Bhagwan Narayan Bhole, Danya ho Nara, Danya ho, जो तुम्हारे मन गणपति को पवित्र कथाओं को लगा है, तुम्हारे आग्रह है तो मैं भी अनेक पावन कथा अवश्य ही करूंगा। सूत जी बोले, हे शौनक जी मुनि, इस प्रकार नारद जी ने आग्रह देखकर श्री नारायण के कहना में आरभ्य किया। नारद, मैं तुम्हारे गणेश जी के एक अन्य उपाय का सुनाना होता है। हे नारद जी, जो मैं ब्रह्म कल्प में चकित हुआ था, एक बार गणेश श्री गंगा जी ने के पावन तट पर तपस्या हो, अनेक उदर अभिलस्त है, नेत्र हेत था, मन भगवान श्री हरि के लगा था। वे सदैव उनकी चरण कमलों के ध्यान किया करते हैं। My dear friends, Hindi is a beautiful language, but you must need to understand it. And so it is, Bhagwan is saying, O Narad, listen, Danya ho. Danya means blessings. He says, O Narad, Danya ho, today you have asked a most magnificent question, not only to remove the doubts from your mind and to please your heart, but you have asked this question to be recorded in the archives of our scriptures. Now here it is, my dear friends, Narad Muni is really asking because he had the love for the Lord. But our scriptures tells us there are many types of questions one can ask. And most of them you must not ask. The first type of question that one person can ask is because they feel they know it all. And they want to ask that question to ask the recipient who is answering just to ridicule them, to make them a fool. That type of question you must never ask. You end up making yourself a fool. The second type of question one can ask is to remove doubts from the heart. That's a good question to ask. Another type of question that one can ask, my dear friends, is to show how much that they know. But the highest type of question Bhagwan Shiva is telling Goddess Parvati is to ask a question for the benefit of mankind. Not only to remove your doubts and your trials and tribulation, but other people can benefit. This is why Bhagwan is saying, Danya ho Narad. Very blessed indeed you are. Not only your doubts and your hearts will be desired by listening to this charitra, but also, parantu, the world is going to benefit at large. Bhagwan Sutji is also saying to Saunak, listen, man lagakar suno. If you want to listen to this katha, listen with your mind. Who is present in the mind? Who controls your mind? He is called Hanuman. He is called Gosai, the control of the senses. If you look at a monkey cannot sit still. But look at Hanuman, he is still. Shant hoga. Even the human beings sometimes, my dear friend, they always twist in and turn in because they're not comfortable. The exponent of the scriptures is saying, bring your mind under control. If your mind is not under control, then you can hear nothing good. You can see nothing good. So bring your mind, tell your mind that you are in the home of Pandit Gosain, you are locked down on the TV, and my dear friends, you want to listen to this katha. Bring your mind under control. Don't allow that mind to wave. And so it is, my dear friends, we have been told that Narayan, Saunakji, is saying, oh, Narad Muni, settle yourself and listen. Listen to this great katha. Once upon a time, in Brahmakalp, in a different age, and I'm saying this for a reason, the Lord comes at different times, different age, and every age that he comes, there's a different episode about him. Pavan Putra Hanuman was told by Sri Ram, listen Sri Ram, Sri Ram is saying to Hanuman, oh Hanuman, this ring of Sita, Hanuman is saying, this is the ring that you gave me to carry for Sita, to show me of your presence. And Hanuman is saying, but Lord, this little ring, what am I going to do with this ring? And my dear friend Sri Ram took this ring and he pelted it in the lake, in the pond, a special pond, the Man Sarovar. And my dear friends, Hanuman quickly went in search for that ring. But when he went to search for that ring, he was confused. Because there were thousands and thousands of the very same ring. And he came back and he said, Prabhu, but I don't know which is the ring. And then Hanuman was told by Sri Ram, you see, every ring that you see in that pond is every time I manifest myself. And you, Hanuman, perform the same task. So understand this katha, Brahmakalp, in the time of Brahma realm, this katha, this loka, this time, this katha was taking place. Ganeshwar, he was there from the beginning. And this Ganesh decided one day he will do tapasya, he will do penance. And he set about to perform this penance at the holy bank of Sri Ganga. There he went and he sat on a beautiful asana, comfortably. And he fixed his mind on Lord Sri Hari, Bhagwan Vishnu. And fixing his mind on Bhagwan Vishnu in this manner, Om Narayanaye Namo Namah, Om Narayanaye Namo Namah. Many mantras he was praying to Bhagwan Vishnu. So here we see Bhagwan Vishnu prayed to Ganesh, and also we see in here Ganesh Bhagwan is praying to Vishnu Bhagwan. And here it is, my dear friends, meditating on the Lord's lotus-like feet. At that time, my dear friends, Shaunakji is explaining the description of that place. He sat on a beautiful throne. All parts was covered with sweetly scented scent of sandal paste, sandalwood. The aroma was mesmerizing. Around the neck of Mahaganapati was necklaces made out of golds and precious gems and stone. Along his neck was the Parijat Mala, a beautiful flowers. My dear friends, a celestial flower. That Parijat flower got the world in great difficulty, You know what is that Parijat flower? I'm taking the time to cross-reference. Once the great sage Durvasha, who is an incarnation of Lord Shiva, he went to Bhagwan Vishnu. And when he went to Bhagwan Vishnu was pleased with him. And he was about to leave. Vishnu Bhagwan gave Durvasha a beautiful Parijat flower. Beautiful flower. And he says, oh Durvasha, this is for you, because of your penance to the world. And Durvasha left. And while going, my dear friends, he heard celestial music and songs. And he decided to go there. Like everybody, when they hear boop, 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 they want to go and see what's going on there. When we hear music taking place, everybody, same thing with Narad. He wants to see what is happening, what is taking place. So he went to this Parijat flower in the abode of Indra, the god of wealth. And my dear friends, there he saw beautiful dancing, celestial songs and music. And when Indra saw him, they were enjoying in beautiful festivity. You see, like in today's world, if you have enjoyment and so forth, and a pundit walking, everybody vexed, you know. What he come here for, why? He come to disrupt with peace. How we go dance? How we go? You know it is. So the pundit become a sore. So they thought Durvasha comes to interrupt their service. But Durvasha is saying, Danyaho, very blessed indeed. I'm pleased at how you're engaging in celestial dance and music. Therefore, I just came from Vaikunt. And you see, this flower is the prasad from the Lord. I give it to you, Indra. Treat it with respect. Now that you all must continue your festivities, I am leaving. And from the time Durvasha turned his back, Indra held the flowers away. Had no respect for it. And from the time, well, Durvasha was a crazy man. He was not an easy Brahman, right? He knew the past, the present, and the future. And he caught Indra in the act. As he flinged the flowers like this, my dear friend, he said, Indra, Mahapapi, I give you this beautiful Parijat flowers for fortune and prosperity, and you have no respect for it, all your wealth will leave you. And Indra and all the devatas, they had to pray very, very hard. Dhana, Dhana, Lakshmi Maharani, Mai Puja Karu Tumhari. They had to pray. Diwali is coming up, my dear friends. That is that part of the katha. That is not my katha for tonight. I'm telling you about the power of this Parijat flower. It attracts people. It removes all sorts of impediments just by looking at the flower. Ganapati, Narad, had this beautiful Parijat flower around his head, beautifully adorned. But my dear friends, I'm not too sure if we have the Parijat flowers in Trinidad. I'm not even sure. Maybe they have it in India. I don't know. But I will leave that right there. He was adorned very beautifully. Around his waist and his shoulder, he had a beautifully silken pitambar, yellow in color. His head and the coils of his ears, they were all adorned with beautiful jewelry. Nothing is wrong, my dear friends, in putting jewelry all about in our body. Some people go so far, my dear friends, in the ears they have 10 and 12 earrings. That is your business. How you beautify yourself, it is all up to you. But beauty, my dear friends, has taken a different toll in our society today. What people call beauty, sometimes we shun at it. Sometimes I see people with big earrings and all in their nose and all about. I say, well, what is all of this? And when I was in the United States, had a job there and I was working, and I saw this girl came to work this morning with a big bone on her nose. I said, Hare Baap Re Baap. I know only that put bone on people's nose like the bull to keep them quiet. Every time they pull that bone, the bull shant hoga. So my dear friends, decoration has gone way out of our mind. The way people adorn their body. You have seen it, and they call this is the thing. This is how the ways of the world is. Ganesh was adorned with beautiful golden jewelry. And when one looks at him, like 1,000 rays of the sun, very bright, penetrating the atmosphere. His beautiful trunk was electrifying. His dant, ekadant, my dear friends, was magnificent, glittering with the sun. And so it is, my dear friends. It seems as though in his penance, he was asleep. Dhyan, meditation. And my dear friends, I keep telling people that when the Lord goes in dhyan meditation, he goes in a special state that is called Yog Nidra. It's called a sleeping state. The whole Western world have gone yogic now, yoga. Finding out the powers of yoga. Our scriptures teaches us of the yogic power. My dear friends, with the power of yoga, one can transform themselves. One can elevate oneself if one performs this yoga in the right manner. My dear friends, even breathing in yoga tells us how one must breathe, how one must inhale and how one must exhale. All these things do something to the body. It preserves the body. And so it is, my dear friends. It seems as though Bhagwan Ganapati was in a beautiful state that is called Yog Nidra. See him? His eyes is closed. And in his mind he is japping the mantra of Bhagwan Vishnu. Aisa vipar ji karat Tulsi ne anek samip jakar kaha. हे गजानन, हे गजानन, हे सूरपर्कन, हे एकदंत, हे गतोधर, मुझे यहाँ बताओ कि संसार भर में समस्त अश्वचय एकमात्र तुम्हारे निग्रह में किसी प्रकार एक तत्र हो गया है। क्या इसमें लिए तुमने कोई तपस्या की है? यदि की है तो वहां किस देवता की तता? My dear friends, while he was performing dhyan meditation, he felt a presence. And if you don't understand anything in Hindi, you must would have understand the word Tulsi. Huh? You all figure that word out? You would have understand the word Tulsi. Now, we know Tulsi to be what? A plant. But at the time of this katha, you must understand very carefully, there was no Tulsi plant. It was a personality of Tulsi in the form of a beautiful woman, beautiful girl, well bedecked. Ganesh felt the presence of someone in his domain. And when he felt this presence, he came out of Yog Nidra and opened one eye. I can't even open one eye. I don't know. I just tried many times to try to close one eye and open it. I just get real hell to do that. But you know, there are some people when they're praying, they just watch all about. Sometimes you can see ostentation. I want to tell you, my dear friends, when we sing for the Lord, we must sing from the heart. Don't show off. Who are you showing off for? Show up for the Lord. Everybody, you're so good at this play harmonium. The Lord sees everything. But this is the Lord. He felt a presence. And my dear friends, we all feel presence sometimes. If you sit all alone in a room and something just passes, you open your eyes. Don't we get that vibration? Huh? Don't we get that? We all get that from time to time. So he is the Lord, and he felt this presence of someone, and he opened his eyes, one of his eyes, and he saw this beautiful, wonderful woman. I am saying woman, for she was a female. And when she saw Lord Ganesh in this manner, she began to speak to Lord Ganesh. You want to hear her words? He Gajanan. She knew of him. His Surparkana. He Gatodar. Oh, powerful one. Seeing you so radiant on that magnificent asan. Hi. My heart trembles. My dear friends, Tulsi is making advances at Gajanan. Our scriptures tells us, you see the woman folk, they're supposed to be coy. Go home and check that word. Not embarrassed and muksi. They must be coy. They must have some kind of reservation about them. In our tradition, if somebody have to make a move this year, it has been the fella. If you find the girl making the first move, but she's a different kind of girl, boy. So Gajanan looks at this most beautiful girl, a woman. She says, "Oh, great individual, you are so graceful. You sit here all alone. Tell me, what penance are you doing?" Bhagwan Ganeshwar was surprised to hear the words of Tulsi. And therefore, he thought in his mind, there must be a purpose of her coming here. Why have she come? What is she doing here? There must be a purpose. So Bhagwan Ganesh is saying, "Oh Vatse, oh beautiful one, I have never seen you before. Who are you? And for what purpose have you come here? What is the reason for you disturbing my austerity? For I have selected this spot to perform tapasya, to please my Lord. And today you have disturbed me. With all your radiant, tell me, Kaun hu, who you are, and why have you done that? Why have you taken away my peace?" Tulsi is saying, "O Ganeshwar, मेरा नाम तुलसी, हमारे पिता धर्मपुत्र है. My name is Tulsi and my father's name is Dharmaputra. And seeing you doing peasants here, O Prati Nidan, I became excited." Bhagwan Ganesh is saying, "Oh Ma." See the difference? I want you to pay attention to these words, Listen to every time that Lord Ganesh responds to Tulsi, listen to his tone of voice and listen to his vocabulary. He says, "Hey Ma." What does he call her? Mother. He says, "Hey Ma, there should be never any obstacle in penance. But you have disturbed me. There is absolutely no good to come from that. Therefore, I will say to you, my dear friends, if someone is performing meditation, dhyan, puja, you know what amazes me sometimes? Sometimes we pass in, and we see, we play our music hard in the car, and our glass is down, and we see a hearse pass. We turn down the music because we're afraid they're dead. I see it sometimes. Boy, me making no joke now. Me want that dead person to do me nothing. Dead people don't do people nothing. I don't know, all afraid of dead people. I was doing a shroud one day in Todd's Road. And I said, well, that is a good boy. From the time this fella bent the corner, there was a fish van blowing his horn, fish for sale, fish for sale. And from the time he bent the corner and he saw me, instantly he turned on his music. What do they call that? Respect. Respect, my dear friends, has been tossed out of the world's dictionary. Children have no respect for parents, vice versa. Vice versa. When you look in society, people have no respect for the law of the land. They're doing what they want, saying what they want, behaving what, and the law of the land can't do them anything. We live in a chaos world, a very perturbed and difficult world. And therefore, my dear friends, he said, tell me, what are you doing here? He said, oh Gajanan, I am performing tapasya also. Tulsi is saying, well, I am also performing tapasya. And in this special tapasya, this vrat that I am doing a vrat to find a good pati. What does pati means? A good husband. And seeing you all in your glory and your radiant and your majesty, मैं तुमसे प्यार हूं. Hey ma, me? I am a Bala Brahmachari. I don't want to get married. There is no desire. Ganesh is saying to Tulsi, Ma, in that form, that character, that I don't want to get married. I am a celibate. I want to remain like that. I am Tanaya. I am the son of Mata Parvati and Shiv Shankar Bhagwan. And I go from place to place performing pilgrimage. Many people come to my door, sing my praises, eager to get my darshan. I have no business in getting married. Tulsi is saying, oh Gajanan, why don't you accept me? I could assist you in all your endeavors. I am performing this penance to get married to a perfect individual, and you are right here. Tell me now, why don't you want to marry me? But I've already told you, I have no desire to marry you. And right away she's getting what? Huh? You see, in today's world, if a girl make a pass at a young boy, and that boy say, well, I ain't ready for this now. She go by some baba somewhere, do a little yant and want to throw it on him. Huh? Well, I got do for you. But Tulsi is becoming angry. He says, oh ma, don't become angry. Tulsi is saying, mind you, Tulsi in this part of the katha is not the plant Tulsi. Hope you all can understand where I'm going with this katha. It is not the plant Tulsi. The plant did not come into effect yet. So Tulsi is saying, very well, Gajanan, if you don't desire me, then you said to me that you don't want to get married. You will get married. And I have some tapasya shakti in me. There will come a time that you will get married. You know, Lord Ganesh did get married. Huh? Who did he get married to? Huh? Riddhi Siddhi Ke Data Mere Ganapati. His two queens are Riddhi and Siddhi. And not only did he get married, he also had two sons, Shubh and Labh. Beautiful names. And then he also had one daughter by the name of Santoshi. That is the parivar, that is the family of Lord Ganesh. It is not in this part of the katha, so I'm bringing it to your attention one time. Because of this Tulsi and her personality and her tapas, he said, oh Lord, you will get married. Even though you don't want me to be part of you. And my dear friends, Lord Gajanan says to her, oh Tulsi. Well, in fact, this part of the katha, allow me to read a few lines of Hindi for you. But this is where the confusion starts. तुलसी प्रदान साप ने सुनकर गणपति के साप देकर बिना ना रहा सके, उन्होंने के तुरंत कहा, देवी तुमने मुझको व्याप है श्राप दे डाला है, इसलिए मैं भी कहता हूं कि तुझके में भी जो प्रापित प्रस्त हो गया और असुर को गाया, तथा उसके पश्चात महापुरुष को श्राप वंश के वृक्ष ने होना पड़े. And then Ganesh, Gajanan, Mokata, Dhumraketu is saying to Tulsi, he said, "Oh Ma, inasmuch as you have given me a srap," now that word to Lord Ganesh, to him it is a srap. A srap is a curse, because he had no desire to get married. Hanumanji has no desire to get married. Naraji, he had at one upon a time had no desire to get married until he saw a beautiful woman. Naraji, that Bhagwan Vishnu had was to grab his mind and cleanse his mind. Bhagwan Ganesh is saying to Tulsi, he says, "O Ma, since you have given me a curse, then I utter these words to you." And this, my dear friends, in one part of the book, it have the word Ganesh Tulsi Srap, curse. But when I analyze the words of Ganesh, this could not be a curse. It is a blessing. So what is this blessing that Ganesh is conferring onto Tulsi Ma? Mind you, not the plant Tulsi. He says, "O beautiful one, Tulsi, O Ma, you have come to my abode seeking me for a companion, and I could not be a good companion for you. But I'll tell you, take your mind off me. Take your mind off me as a companion." Understand carefully. Don't take your mind off me totally. Take your mind off me as a companion in the manner in which you want me. If you search properly, you will find there is much better, more grooms out there than me. Tulsi said, "Ekadant, I only see you. I want you." He said, "Nahi Mata. I am not in a position, you are not in a position to have me in that way. So don't try to be disappointed. Don't be disappointed." She went on to pray. Pray to Gajanan that, "Oh Lord, please take me." He says, "This is not your time. For you are going to be, in your next birth, you will come back as Tulsi, but in the form of a name that is called Brinda. And you will get married to a most powerful personality by the name of Shankachud. He's an asura, he is a demon. Because of interfering with my devotion, my austerity, Shankachud will be your husband. And your name, Tumhara Naam, Brinda." Bhagwan Ganesh is saying this to her. "And not only will your name be Brinda, you'll also be a perfect devotee to the Lord Vishnu. So much so that that Lord will be like a companion to you. Prem se magna. And you, O Brinda, one day you will curse that Lord. As a devotee, as a bhakt, you will curse that Lord. And you will be transformed." Look at where she is transformed. Not yet. You will be transformed into the Tulsi plant. And there you will get your eternal salvation. Bhagwan Ganapati is pronouncing, you call this a srap, do you? And the whole world will sing your praises. But at this point in time, I have no desire to be with you. Therefore, continue on your journey, and when the time is right, you will get married to Shankachud, and Vrinda, you will be his consort, you will be his wife. And Ganesh Puran Katha ends there. That is it. Ganesh Katha about Tulsi stopped, 4 pages long. Where in this Katha is it stated that Ganesh is telling Tulsi, and there was no Tulsi that one person must not use Tulsi in my prasad? Where did you hear, and I capture some of the Hindi for you, where is it told in this Katha, in this book? I have checked and checked and checked in these 4 pages, and nowhere Lord Ganesh is saying, "O Tulsi Ma, because you interrupt me in devotion, I will not allow Tulsi to be in my prasad." And the Katha ends there. Mind you, at this point of the Katha, Tulsi was an ordinary woman who performed tapasya to attain a husband. She met with Lord Ganapati, met with Lord Ganesh physically, and Lord Ganesh has pronounced this wish unto her. Ganesh Puran ends. There's no more about Tulsi. So we have to continue this Katha from Srimad Bhagavad Mahapurana that tells what happens after. That is a lengthy Katha. But just to tell you, in her next birth, she came as Vrinda, a beautiful young girl. And my dear friends, she was reunited. She was married to Shankachud. And she lived her life. But in living her life, according to Bhagwan Ganesh, she'll be devoted to Bhagwan Vishnu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha. Katin Tapasya. And so much she built a special relationship with Bhagwan Vishnu. Few nights ago, I asked, what is your relationship with God? Do you know what it is? Is it a Lord that only when you're in problems, you run and hold on to his feet? Is it? Is it only when you want money? Oh God, please, please, I need some money. You know, sometimes when I've seen this, give the devotees flowers in their hand. Listen, let us pray to Lakshmi Ma. And I said to them, money comes and money goes. Don't only ask you for money. Ask you for good resources of understanding and love and respect. The wealth of love, the wealth of understanding. And even though we do that, when the devotee put, oh Lord Ma, make sure I have enough money. You know, some people pray loud and some people pray very silent. My dear friend, the Divine Mother will give once you are deserving of it. And therefore, my dear friends, Brinda established what was her relationship with the Lord. Her entire sovereign, he is everything to her. So much so, my dear friends, she treated the Lord as a premi, as a lover, not being able to see him. And my dear friends, her husband, Shankachud, an Asura, a demon, started to do battle to become world-renowned king. He defeated everybody. And every day Shankachud would go to perform battle. You see this beautiful mala Mami gave me today? It had plenty glitters and thing. All in my face and thing had glitters. Making me shine. She would prepare beautiful mala with fresh, beautiful flowers. And before her husband leaves home, she will take the tali and she will place chandan on his forehead. Her husband. She will place the beautiful mala around his neck. And she will do his arati. And she will bow on his feet. and she will say, "O Lord of the world, O my Lord, Vishnu Bhagwan, may you protect my husband. May he be victorious in this battle." Nobody could have defeated him. See how powerful the wife is? How often do you put chandan for your husband when you leave home? Huh? Well, if you want to put, well, hug him up and say, oh, whatever it is, huh? Honey, darling, chukuluks, or whatever. Hug him up and say, "You are leaving home today. May you have a successful day." How many? How many husbands, when the wife is about to go to work, and you know the wife put on a little sindoor. Poor girl put on the sindoor by herself. How many husbands take the sindoor and say, "Well, you're going out today, nah? This is my representation." How many? Some of us feel as only the day we get married, that is the only day we must put on sindoor. Huh? Brinda, she preserved. I say to you, my dear friends, a man's greatest strength is his better half. A man's greatest strength, it is better half. I always like to say some good words and some cruel words too. Our scriptures tells us to every great man in the world, you will see a woman, a wife, a mother, a daughter, a child, pushing him to prosper. But our scriptures also say, to every great man downfall. Figure it out. I don't want you to feel bad. I'm saying this to you to let you know how powerful you are as a female entity in the world. You are specially created. Last night I mentioned in a katha that many people didn't want it to hear. And I said last night that when I read that katha, my phone is going to be bubbling whole day. Last night I said in my katha, my dear friends, we established the fact that every month a woman becomes biologically, she becomes unfit. You all know what I'm talking about? That unfitness, does that make that mother, that woman unclean to pray to God? That is the concept of some many Hindus in the world. And I said to you, my dear friends, that is not right. That is biological. I said last night, that's for those who weren't here. So if you're getting married, the young girl getting married, and the hurdy and the wedding comes, and the girl become unclean, we go cancel the wedding? Huh? I said to you last night, my dear friends, puja date is set for the 25th of September. That hasn't reached yet, does it? No. On the 25th of September, the mother becomes unclean. But the mother is making the prasad. The mother is cleaning the home. The mother is cleaning the murti. The mother is going shopping and buying all the ingredients. But the day of the puja, the mother can't sit down. You think that is nice? Huh? Better the husband do all the cooking, all the cleaning, all the making of the prasad, if that is the case. My dear friend, these are the things that we have to do away from. How could a mother be unclean to bless her child? And these are the things I see sometimes. No, Baba, they can't get my blessings today because I unclean. I say, Hare Bap, Hare Bap. You unclean to bless your child? Parents could never be unclean to bless their child. And therefore, my dear friends, as pundits, during Ganesh Utsav time, people die and we have to go and do funeral. You think if I go and do funeral, I come back here, this multi will get unclean? Come now, man, let me be real now. This is God. This is God we are talking about. We cannot tarnish God. We cannot make God impure. It all depends on our relationship that we have with this Lord. So Brinda, she protected her husband. That same Tulsi that Lord Ganesh called Ma. And my dear friends, every day when he came back home, quickly she will do arti for him. Get his blessings. Oh Swami, you are victorious. Oh Lord, how happy I am that my husband can come back to me. And my dear friends, there came a time that the husband didn't want her to hear that. The husband couldn't stand that his wife saying, "Oh Swami, it is because of my Lord you are successful." For the husband felt in his heart, it because of his might and his power that he is winning this battle. Little did he know what his wife Tapasya Shakti that is protecting him. Until one day he came home and he says, "Listen, why are you worshipping that Murti?" He says, "Well, this is my Lord. It's my Lord who is saving you." You know what? He take the Murti and he pelt it and he dashed it to the ground. Shankachud. Instantly, Brinda, she went there, picked up the, "Oh Lord, please forgive my husband. He knows not what he did." And instantly, my dear friend, the Murti was mended back. Shankachud saw that. He know there is something miraculous about this Murti. There is something miraculous about the power of his wife, Tapasya. But because of ego, because of pride and arrogance, he will not accept it. The next day he went to fight battle with Bhagwan Brahma. He defeated Brahma. He defeated Brahma. And my dear friend, when he came home, the wife is saying, "Oh Bhagwan Vishnu, thank you for allowing my husband to be successful." My dear friends, he became angry. He drew his sword. And all these things I'm saying to you is in Bhagavad Mahapuran, Devi Bhagavad. He drew his sword and he take off the tongue of his wife. Blood is flowing to the ground. She put her hands together. And my dear friends, a miracle that was seen, the tongue came out from the ground and attached itself back to the mouth of Brahma, of Brinda. Could you imagine such a task? So devoted this woman was. He couldn't stand that. So the next day, the wife is doing her duty. She performed arati and he went out to fight with Lord Shiva. He became victorious in that battle. And when he came back home, she is doing arati. "Oh Swami, my Lord has saved you." He became angry. He took his sword and he took out her two eyes. And when she put her hands together, a light from the Murti of Lord Vishnu came and restored her eyesight. Do you think you have such devotion, my dear friends? Huh? Do you think? Don't criticize it. I'm coming to the part of the Katha whereby he was going to do battle with Bhagwan Vishnu. And Bhagwan Vishnu says, this Shankachud cannot become successful in his battle. He's going to fight with me, but he's going to lose. But there's only one way he can lose that battle. It's for the Lord to break the mindset of Vrinda. Sad, eh? Sad. You know, in the Ramayana, we have what is called that personality, but Kumkaran. You all know Kumkaran? Kumkaran, he wanted to ask for the Vardhan that for 6 months he must wake and one day he must sleep. And when Brahma saw Kumkaran, a giant of a man, Kumkaran, he has hair like a big jar, a giant of a personality. He said, well, if this man asks to live, to remain awake for 6 months, he will eat up the world. So Brahma called upon the powers of Saraswati Ma, who is his consort. He said, oh Ma, I want you to confuse his intellect. And when he did ask, he said, oh Lord, I want to sleep for 6 months and wake for 1 day. Right away he fall long and sleep. The point I'm making to you, so we as bhaktas, we have wishes. We want wishes answered. And we stand before this murti of the Lord. And my dear friends, sometimes the Lord have to intervene to correct our ways and attitudes. And so it is, my dear friend. Bhagwan Vishnu, he drew away the tapasya shakti from Brinda. And my dear friend, when the Shankachud was fighting with Bhagwan Vishnu, a miracle happened. You see the mala around the neck of Shankachud? Instantly, when the Lord eliminated the Shakti, the Pratibrata Shakti from her, instantly the mala became black. Black. And when he saw that, he became frightened. Something is wrong. And he began to bawl, Brinda, Brinda. He knew the power of his consort. But my dear friends, it was too late. Bhagwan Vishnu behead him. And right before him fell the head, right before Vrinda, in her prayer room, fell the head of Shankachud. And she grabbed onto the head, Swami, Swami, how is this possible? And my dear friends, Bhagwan Vishnu came there. When Bhagwan Vishnu came there, he says, Oh Lord, today you have deceived me. The devotee is telling the Lord, you have deceived me. I put my trust, I put my faith and my everything in your hands. And today you take my husband away from me? Is this my way in life? Is this what I sacrifice for? I surrender myself to you? Oh, you are a very bad God. Brinda is saying that to Lord Vishnu. You're not a right person. You cheat me of all my austerities. Why did you do that? You should be like stone. You are no God. Brinda is telling the Lord that. And instantly the Lord Bhagwan Vishnu, as I said, there come a time when the Lord intervenes, and come what may be. Like the mother sees the child limping, or the father sees the child limping, and the parent knows that the child has a sore under the foot. But every time the parent tries to administer some sort of medication to this sore, the child becomes very angry, turbulent, vicious because of pain. But when the child is asleep, the mother says, come what may be. If I squeeze all that inflammation out of that sore and I put some antibiotics, my child will scratch me, kick me, curse me. But if I put the antibiotics, he'll be cured. So too is the Lord. The Lord from time to time is venomous. In difficult ways, he attacks our minds just to preserve us. And my dear friend, when Brinda told him that you should be like stone, instantly he froze. His whole form of Shankha Chakra, Gara Padma, froze totally like a rock. And Brinda is crying for her husband. My dear friends, Brinda, you know what she did? With her husband's head in her hand, she cremated herself out of Yog Maya. Her body began to ignite with flames, and her body was burned to ashes. My dear friends, when her body was burned to ashes, when Lord Vishnu saw that, he fell to the ground. Removed that stone case, he fell to the ground, and he started to take the ashes. He said, oh Brinda, Brinda, forgive me, forgive me. The Lord is asking a devotee to forgive him. So powerful was that devotee. So powerful was a female devotee. Mothers, daughters, and sisters, you have the world like a wind ball in your hand. You could squeeze it, you could pelt it, you could deshape it, you could do what you want with it. You are the preservers of our dharma. And it's time that you step up to the plate. My dear friends, Bhagwan Vishnu started to cry. And my dear friend, Bhagwan Vishnu transformed himself into a very minute stone. That stone, some pundits have it in their bag when they go to do puja. It is called the Saligram. It's a beautiful stone. And that's when we perform Satnarayan Vrat Katha. We take the Panchamrit, Om Panchamritam Idam Idam Idam, and we wash the Saligram. But that Saligram puja is incomplete without the Tulsi Patra. And where Brinda where she cremated herself with her husband, out from that ashes sprout a beautiful plant. And that is the only time that the plant came into being. So nowhere in the Ganesh Puran I am emphasizing that Lord Ganesh say, I don't like you, Tulsi, nobody must put you on my prasad. I said a few nights ago, a Hindu who partake of the cow should stop it. It's not a good thing. And you know, when I say that night, I see some of the girls watching the boy. Right away I could tell. As I always say that the Vyas have a good seat in the house. I could have tell my dear friends who partake of the cow and who don't from this seat. And I said then, stop it, it is not good. And I also say to my bhaktas, whenever you offer prasad, because Brinda, Tulsi Mata, in the form of the plant, she was given a special vardhan that any prasad, hear me, A-N-Y, I spell any prasad that you offer, you must put the Tulsi plant in it, Tulsi leaf. Else it will not be. The mantra that we recite, Pandit Gyan will recite the mantra to bless the Tulsi plant. You know what that mantra is saying? Every leaf of the plant is a replica of a Devata. Isn't Lord Ganesh a Devata? Is he not in the Tulsi plant? So what rubbish is people saying that you must not put Tulsi in Ganesh Prasad? People go so far to say you must not put Tulsi in Lord Shiva Prasad. So I say, why? Why you mustn't put Tulsi in Lord Shiva Prasad? And some people believe that nonsense, you know. And here is their explanation. Because Tulsi is Lord Shiva's daughter-in-law. I say, Hare? How Tulsi could be Lord Shiva's daughter-in-law? Lord Shiva only had 2 sons, and I know their wives. Swami Kartika and Lord Ganapati. So how come Tulsi become Lord Shiva's daughter-in-law? So my dear friend, these are the things that we hear. And I promise myself in this year, enough is enough. I'm bringing this to you, my dear friends. And even though I say these things, people still have it in their mind. Well, you know what? Mama, mama, papa, papa, that is what they used to do. And I am going to do it. But my dear friends, you'll be only putting yourself in difficulty. Mantras mean something. When we say as Pandit, Panchlok Pal Devata Namo Nama Asanam Pritigrihyatam. When we say we offer Panchlok Pal, what does it mean? It means 5 mango leaves, symbolic, placed on the kalsa. And I also say that when the Pandit give you a whole bunch of mango leaf, take your time and break out and leave 5. Because the mantra is saying, Panchlok Pal Devata Asanam Samarpayami. So my dear friends, these are the things that we must understand. Nowhere in the Ganesh Puran, it is told by us that Tulsi is taboo for Ganesh Puja. Tulsi is a must for all. You know what I see sometimes? When I was much younger, I was not Pandit then. I wouldn't tell you who is the Pandit. Sometimes we go puja and thing. And you know what? The people, when they're preparing, they will make the panchamrit and so forth before the Baba come. So they'll put tulsi leaf, milk, dahi, sugar, honey, ghee. And if this Baba do not believe that you must offer tulsi for Lord Ganesh, you know what he will do? He will take the spoon, take up the tulsi leaf and put it one side. Okay, offer it now. And when you're done, then you'll put back the tulsi leaf. Poor fella, I know that when they put tulsi in milk and thing, it becomes one with the milk. But these are the things that we see. So my dear friends, and listen to me, I am taking the time to say it on YouTube. I am taking the time to say it on Facebook. You see, I get my authorization not only from the book. I've also got my authorization from my guru, who is a prominent figure in this country. And I'm saying to you, my dear friend, Tulsi is to be placed on all prasad. If you do not do it, you will not get maximum merits. Is that what you want? Huh? I am finding out today, my dear friends, that people are being told so many different things. I am being told, my dear friends, today that is Mangal Murti, it is okay to put it in a bathtub and melt it. And we see some organizations doing that. Well, that is their prerogative. Because of the society, when they melt it in a bathtub, they take the milk and they go and offer it in the ocean. But this murti of Ganapati Bappa, it must be placed in waters. It must be placed in water and let it submerge itself. And when this murti goes in the water, you as a bhakt, you as a devotee must be standing in that water, making your prostrations, offering the milk. Om Gam Gana. It's only then you get the blessings. If that is not done, my dear friends, you'll only get in mediocre blessings. Life is too short. The srotas will make their way to go perform Havan. And while they do that, my dear friends, I want to say to you, don't take things for lightly. I know, my dear friends, what I'm saying here today is the first thing that some people are going to hear, because their pundits will tell them different things. You know, my dear friends, if your pundit insists, if you choose pundit X and that pundit insists you must not put Tulsi, then that pundit is going to fail, not you. But you, if you know what is right, do which is right, because wrong was always wrong, and a wrong could never ever be right. Beautiful kirtan. Join with me. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Hey Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Pandit Gyan will lead us in final Havan. Follow his instruction.
All my dear devotees, let us all sit upright, focus your mind on the Mangal Murti of Lord Ganesh. As we commence with Havan, we want you to participate simply by saying Swaha, asking God to remove any negative elements that might be permeating your well-being at this present time. Om Agnaye Swaha, Om Somaye Swaha, Om Prajapate Swaha, Om Indraye Swaha, Om Agni Jyoti Jyoti Ragni Swaha, Om Surya Jyoti Jyoti Surya Swaha, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Swaha, Om Lakshmi Kalmiyo Namah Swaha, Om Gauri Ganebhyo Namah Swaha, Om Namah Shivaya Swaha, Om Namah Shivaya Swaha, Om Namah Shivaya Swaha, Om Durgaye Namah Swaha, Om Lakshmiye Namah Swaha, Om Saraswate Namah Swaha, Om Krishnaye Namah Swaha, Om Ramaye Namah Swaha, Om Pampatraye Namah Swaha, Om Hanumantaye Namah Swaha, Om Bajrangbalyaye Namah Swaha, Om Suryaye Namah Swaha, Om Somdevataye Namah Swaha, Om Mangal-devataye Namah Swaha, Om Buddha-devataye Namah Swaha, Om Guru-devataye Namah Swaha, Om Shukra-devataye Namah Swaha, Om Shukra-devataye Namah Swaha, Om Rahuvaye Namah Swaha, Om Ketuvaye Namah Swaha, Om Kul-devataye Namah Swaha, Om Gram-devataye Namah Swaha, Om Asnam-devataye Namah Swaha. We all join together, chanting Gayatri Mahamantra. Om Bhur-bhuvasva Tat-savitur-varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhur-bhuvasva Tat-savitur-varenyam भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ नमः शम्भवाय च मयोभवाय च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च स्वाहा ॐ अग्नये जातवेदसे स्वाहा ॐ सर्वं वै पूर्णवं स्वाहा ॐ सर्वं वै पूर्णवं स्वाहा ॐ सर्वं वै पूर्णवं स्वाहा Purnahuti, final offering. So I ask everyone to stand now, please. Very special mantra, Prayashchit, mantra of penance and forgiveness. Om yadasa karmano atirisham yalvanunamihakaram agnesha shrishtakaravityata sarvam srisham sahotam karotame agnesha shukite sahutuhuti sava prayashita hutinam kamanam samadaitre sarvanam kamartha samardhaya Om Purnamada Purnamadam Purnabuddhachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate Swaha Achman Om Medite Anamanya Swam Om Anumate Anamanya Swam Om Sadasate Anamanya Swam Om Deva Savita Prasuya Jam Prasuya Pathimagaya Devyo Gandhar Kitapu Ketangana Punatu Vachaspati Vachana Swaditu Fun Om Risagni Patichahagri Tamishapurte Sarchidi Dhamayancha Asmin Sadaste Adyutarasmin Vishwe Devajamanisha Siddhatha Prinshishi Agni Devta Ki Jai Arti
Jai Ganesha Jai Ganesha Deva Mata Jati Parvati Pita Mahadeva एक दंत दयावंत चार भुजधारी एक दंत दयावंत चार भुजधारी माते सिंदूर सोए मुसकी सवारी जय गणेश देवा माता जाति पार्वती पिता महादेवा अंदन को आखरे टोरियत को खाया अंदन को आखरे टोरियत को खाया भाजन का पुत्र दिव्य निर्धन को माया गणपति देवा जय गणेश देवा माता जाति पार्वती पिता महादेवा हार चढ़े फूल चढ़े और चढ़े मेवा हार चढ़े फूल चढ़े और चढ़े मेवा मोदक का भोग लगे संत करे बोले गणपति देवा गणपति देवा ओ गणपति देवा गण गण नीला यदुनंदना गण गण नीला यदुनंदना गण श्याम सुंदर मनमोहना गण श्याम सुंदर गिरिधर गोपाल नटराजा गिरिधर गोपाल नटराजा नरतन सुंदर मनमोहना गण नीला गण गण नीला यदुनंदना गण श्याम सुंदर मनमोहना गण श्याम सुंदर मनमोहना बोलो नारायण जय जय विठ्ठला बोलो नारायण जय जय विठ्ठला श्रीमन्नारायण रंगा रंगा विठ्ठला श्रीमन्नारायण रंगा रंगा विठ्ठला अरे बोलो नारायण जय जय विठ्ठला श्रीमन्नारायण रंगा रंगा विठ्ठला रंगा रंगा विठ्ठला श्रीमन्न ओह श्रीमन्न आह श्रीमन्नारायण रंगा रंगा विठ्ठला रंगा रंगा विठ्ठला बोलो नारायण जय जय विठ्ठला बोलो नारायण जय जय विठ्ठला मोरिया रे बाप्पा मोरिया रे ऐसे मोरिया 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 रे मोरिया 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 रे मोरिया रे बाप्पा मोरिया रे मोरिया रे बाप्पा मोरिया रे मोरिया रे बाप्पा मोरिया रे मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वजम मंगलम पार्वतीनाथ मंगलायस्तनु हरे त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धु च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा May Shanti, peace always be with you. Om Shanti Om Om Shanti Om Shanti Hari Om Shanti 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 प्रेम स्वरूप श्री गजानन स्वामी की उमापति महादेव की पवन पुत्र हनुमान की प्रेम स्वरूप श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की पंडित ज्ञान भोजन मंत्र रिमेन स्टैंडिंग
Almighty devotees, let's bow heads in prayer, asking God to bless the food that has been prepared for each and every one of us here this evening. Always ask God to bless food before you eat and say thank you, Lord, after you finish. Om Manapate Anasyanu Sashishmana Pradatarang Tarishe Urjano Dehi Dvipade Chatushpade. O Almighty One, Lord of food, we partake of this meal by thy grace. May we use only those food that are health giving, free from disease, pure and nourishing. May this food help us overcome our difficulties, and may all bipeds and quadrupeds derive benefit therefrom. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om.
May take your seats. Once more, my dear friend, thank you all for coming tonight. I want to make special recognition tonight of my boss and my boss lady, Mr. Sivdev and Suzanne Maharaj. Thank you for taking the time off to be here and for all your support that you have given over the many years. I know that you are having celebration elsewhere. It's indeed a pleasure to have you with us. My dear friends, Friday morning we leave to go to Karanaj where we do our final Visarjan. Again, those individuals who are wanting transport, you can give your name to Verma. Verma, show your hand. Nice. And we take it from there. And at this time, my dear friends, meals have been prepared to the front of the building. You can have your meals there. And those of you who want to make your offering to Lord Ganesh, we have the haridi, the sindu, the essence, the dubgrass, and arti. You can make yourself forward to do your offering. Sitaram and God blessings to all.
अचरज में शंकर भगवान आंदर को किन्हा प्रस्थान। जय गणपति गणेश भगवान मंगल मूर्ति करो कल्याण। लड्डुअन का तुम भोग लगा मूषक आपका वाहन प्यारा। पार्वती के लाल रे मन में करो उजाला। आय लंबोदरा लंबोदरा जय 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 गजानना। लंबोदरा लंबोदरा जय 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 गजानना। वक्रतुंडा महाकाया जय 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 विनायका। वक्रतुंडा महाकाया जय 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 विनायका। लंबोदरा लंबोदरा जय 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 गजानना। शुक्रं वराधरं विश्वं शान्तिवरनं चतुर्भुजम्। शुक्लं वराधरं विश्वं शान्तिवरनं चतुर्भुजम्। वसीनवदनं ध्याये सर्वविघ्नविनाशाये। लंबोदरा लंबोदरा जय 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 गजानना। वक्रतुंडा महाकाया जय 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 विनायका। लंबोदरा लंबोदरा जय 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 गजानना। वक्रतुंडा महाकाया सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा। अगजानन परमरतम गजनम आदमीशम अनेक दंतम भक्तनाम एकदंतम लंबोदरा लंबोदरा जय 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 गजानन भूतगणादिसेवितं कपितजं वरदानभक्तनम् उमानन्दं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि लंबोदरा लंबोदरा जय 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 लंबोदरा लंबोदरा जय 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 गजानन लंबोदरा लंबोदरा जय 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 गजानन वेद विनायक चरणम चरणम विघ्न विनायक चरणम वेद विनायक चरणम चरणम विघ्न विनायक चरणम चरणम वेद विनायक चरणम चरणम विघ्न विनायक चरणम चरणम नाद विनायक चरणम चरणम नाद विनायक चरणम चरणम वाद विनायक चरणम चरणम बुद्धि विनायक चरणम वेद विनायक चरणम चरणम विघ्न विनायक चरणम चरणम सिद्धि विनायक चरणम चरणम सिद्धि विनायक चरणम चरणम दीपदायक चरणम वेद विनायक चरणम चरणम विघ्न विनायक चरणम चरणम वेद विनायक चरणम चरणम वेद विनायक चरणम चरणम वेद विनायक चरणम चरणम विद्या विनायक चरणम चरणम वेद विनायक चरणम चरणम विघ्न विनायक चरणम चरणम विघ्न विनायक चरणम चरणम विघ्न विनायक चरणम चरणम हमको महेश जी दर्शन दिया करो, दर्शन दिया करो। निज दास की आशा पूरन किया करो, पूरन किया करो। ओम शिव ओम शिव ओम शिव शिव। पद कंजन महेश जी अब मन में बसा लो, अब मन में बसा लो। पद कंजन महेश जी अब मन में बसा लो। जो मिले निवसा तन मन कटा करो, तन मन कटा करो। हमको महेश जी दर्शन दिया करो, दर्शन दिया करो। ओम शिव शिव ओम शिव शिव। देव सहाय महेश जी जब शिव शिव जपालो, जब शिव शिव जपालो। देव सहाय महेश जी जब शिव शिव जपालो। जो जो निधि अब तुलसी है शंभु कृपा करो, शंभु कृपा करो। हमको महेश जी दर्शन दिया करो, दर्शन दिया करो। ओम शिव ओम शिव ओम शिव 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 शिव। मंगलम गणताया मंगल भरसो नवे मंगलन विघ्नहारा जाया विघ्नहरे मंगलम। भोला देने वाला अब सब देने वाला अरे सोचना करो मन में भोला देने वाला। भोला देने वाला अब सब देने वाला अब सोचना करो दे मन में भोला देने वाला अब सोचना करो मन में। गौरी और जंग अब भगतो आजा गौरी और जंग आज भगतो आजा अब हाथ में ना कालिना कोई पैर वाला अब तो तेरा बोला दे वाला आज तो तेरा जोरे गोरा तो शरीर अब और तन के काला गोरा तो शरीर आज और तन के काला अब थोड़ी और दूर मेरा मोहि भक्त वाला अब सोचे ना करो दे मन भोला दे वाला अब सोचना। भोला देने वाला कम देने वाला देने वाला चले अब सोचना करो मन में भोला देने वाला। देवी को सहाय अब देव में निराला देवी को सहाय अब देव में निराला वही मेरा स्वामी जाके चले माला वही मेरा स्वामी जाके चले माला सोचना करो मन में भोला देने वाला। भोला देने वाला कम देने वाला देने वाला आज सोचना करो मन में भोला देने वाला 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 आज कम देने वाला अब सोचना करो दे मन में भोला देने वाला अब सोचना करो मन में भोला देने वाला। मेरे लाले गणेशा प्यादे भोले बाबा की आंखों के तारे मेरे लाले गणेशा प्यारे, भोले बाबा आंखों के तारे। प्रभु प्रभावी में अजाना, मेरे लाले गणेशा प्यारा, मेरे लाले गणेशा प्यारे, भोले बाबा आंखों के तारे। तेरे काया कंचन कंचन करुणा के है जिसमें बसेरा। तेरे काया कंचन कंचन करुणा के है जिसमें बसेरा। तेरे सुंदरी सुंदरी मूरत आप क्या का तेरा। मेरे लाले गणेशा प्यारे, भोले बाबा आंखों के तारे। प्रभु सभा विद्या में अनजाना, मेरे लाले गणेशा प्यारा, मेरे लाले गणेशा प्यारा, भोले बाबा आंखों के तारे। प्रभु भजन तुम्हारे गाय, सबसे पहले तुमको मनाए। तुमको दीपक की ज्योति जलाए, मन मंदिर में आरती सजाए। मेरे भोले भगवान, तुमको भक्ति भक्ति का ज्ञान। मेरे लाले गणेशा प्यारे, भोले बाबा आंखों के तारे। मेरे विधन विनाशक देवा, सबसे पहले करे तेरी सेवा। सारे जग में आनंद छाया, बोलो जय जय गजानन देवा। बाजे तुझे और तार, तुझको की कनक जाए। मेरे लाले गणेशा प्यारा, भोले बाबा आंखों के तारे। प्रभु सभा बीच में अजनाना, मेरे लाले गणेशा प्यारा, मेरे लाले गणेशा प्यारे, भोले बाबा आंखों के तारे। मेरे लाले गणेशा प्यारे, मेरे लाले गणेशा प्यारे, भोले बाबा आंखों के तारे। मेरे लाले गणेशा प्यारे, भोले बाबा आंखों के तारे। आनंद आज नाचत आई, नाचत आई गाना बजी। आनंद आज नाचत आई, नाचत आई गाना ब्रह्मा आए श्री जगदीश, नानक आई नचते आज दे आज नाचते नाचते डमरू बजावत शिव भी आई, शिव भी आई, शिव भी आई। डमरू बजावत शिव भी आई, शिव भी आई, शिव भी आई। संग आए पार्वती आरती आई, गाना आज आज नाचती आई, नाचती आई मीरा की प्रभु गिरिधर नागर, गिरिधर नागर, गिरिधर नागर। मीरा की प्रभु गिरिधर नागर, गिरिधर नागर, गिरिधर नागर। सूरदास गिरिधारी नाचती आई, नाचती आई। आज आज नाचती आई, नाचती आई गानती। आज आज नाचती आई, नाचती आई, नचती आई। आज भी आज नाचती आई, नाचती आई, नाचती आई। आज भी आज नाचती आई, नाचती आई, नाचती आई। धिमिक मजम बजे, प्रेम गन नाचत भोला, प्रेम गन नाचत भोला। धिमिक मजम बजे, प्रेम गन नाचत भोला। बालचंद्र कंगाल हार, हाथ भूषण को बोला। बालचंद्र कंगाल हार, हाथ भूषण को बोला। हाथ भूषण को बोला, हाथ भूषण को बोला। प्रेम गन नाचत भोला, धिमिक डमरू बजे, प्रेम गन नाचत भोला। तीन नाग बजावत सावन, लगती रहो मंगल डोला। तीन नाग बजावत सावन, लगती रहो मंगल डोला। नाग बना को कर दिया आरती, नाग बना को कर दिया आरती। देव देव गतियन भोला, देव देव गतियन भोला। धिमिक मजम बजे, प्रेम गन नाचत भोला। एकदंतं उमासतं विनायकं भजगणं। विघ्नहरं शिवाननं विद्याय गजाननं एकदन्तं मातरं विनायकं भज गजाननं गजाननं विघ्नेश्वरं विनायकं नमामि लंबोदरं चतुर्भुजं विनायकं नमामि एकदन्तं मातरं विनायकं भज गजाननं एकदन्तं उमासुतं 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 विनायकं भज गजाननं विनायकं भज गजाननं विनायकं भज गजाननं श्री गणेश आई भाग मेरा आई मैं तो फागुन पिया आई बनावट श्री गणेश आई सुहाग मेरा मैं तो फागुन पिया बनावट मैं तो फागुन पहले न पूछो कौशी को गणपति पहले न पूछो कौशी को गणपति अब में तो सुहाग मनावते श्री गणेश आई सुहाग मेरा मैं सुहाग पिया को मनावते मैं सुहाग सोने का चक्र धरो सिरा पर सोने का चक्र सोने का चक्र Would the driver of PDT 1285 please remove your vehicle? PDT 1285. शिव जोगी यश गाया बाबा शिव जोगी यश गाया बाबा शिव जोगी यश गाया शिव जोगी यश गाया बाबा शिव जोगी यश गाया अंग विभूति रमाय सदा विक्रम गण में आया अंग विभूति रमाय सदा विक्रम गण में आया नर नारायण के महामन माही नर नारायण के महामन माही आनके अलग जाया बाबा शिव जोगी यश गाया विख्यात दीन दयाल शंकर शिव जी लाया विख्यात दीन दयाल शंकर शिव जी लाया नागे देखा गई भवन में नागे देखा गई भवन में अंगलिया गाया बाबा शिव जोगी यश गाया बालक नहीं देखा दिगंबर बालक का चुराया बालक नहीं देखा दिगंबर बालक का चुराया भक्ति भूषण करे मनमाला भक्ति भूषण करे मनमाला केश नाग लखताया बाबा शिव जोगी यश गाया शिव जोगी यश गाया बाबा शिव जोगी यश गाया सुफल फलो माई तेरो बालक अब शंकर पाया सुफल फलो माई तेरो बालक अब शंकर पाया धन्य यशोदा धन्य कामा धन्य यशोदा धन्य कामा सुंदरदास गाया बाबा शिव जोगी यश गाया शिव जोगी यश गाया बाबा 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 शिव जोगी यश गाया अपनी शरण में लीजिए राख लाज मेरी गणपति अपनी कृपाय कीजिए कर आज मंगल जानपति अपनी कृपाय कीजिए कल्याण मंगल नानापति। अपने चरण लीजिए राज मेरी गानपति। Walking in Would the driver of HDL 4166 please remove your vehicle? HDL 4166. I can sing that. मंगल मूर्ति मोदिया मंगल मूर्ति गौरी लाला विघ्न विनायक गौरी लाला। पार्वती संग तारे रिधि की कान प्यारे। अंधियारे में करो उजाला, अंधियारे में करो उजाला, मंगल मूर्ति गौरी लाला, मंगल मूर्ति गौरी लाला, विघ्न विनाशक गौरी लाला। ज्ञान और बुद्धि की तुम दाता, भव्य देह अभय विधाता। ज्ञान और बुद्धि तुम दाता, भव्य दात की आप विधाता। बोलो मेरे मन का तेरा, बोलो मेरे अब मन का तेरा, मंगल मूर्ति गौरी लाला, मंगल मूर्ति गौरी लाला, विघ्न विनाशक गौरी लाला। माता पिता का पूजे किया, सबसे अनेक त्याग किया। माता पिता की पूजा किया, सबसे यही शिक्षा दिया। पहले गुरु की माता तुम्हारी, पहले गुरु की माता तुम्हारी, पिता तुम्हारा रखवाला। मंगल मूर्ति गौरी लाला, विघ्न विनाशक गौरी लाला। राम लक्ष्मण जानकी भरत सोहन भाई, गादी सर्जन होत है मोती जन भाई। मंगल